Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we have a declutter going on here. So I have all of my palettes alphabetized in my drawers. So this is J through, or actually H through L. So we're going to be going through all of these and figuring out which ones of these I'm going to be decluttering from my collection. Anything I declutter, I will be either selling on Poshmark or I will be donating to a friend or family. So if you were interested in any of these palettes, check my Poshmark out. It will be linked below. So we're going to start over here with this giant pile of Lorac shadows. I have a huge pile of them, so I figured that would be a great place to start. So the first one here is this Lorac palette. This is called the Lorac, I have no idea, actually, Afterglow. Lorac Afterglow. So this one's a very bright and sunny looking palette. It looks like it would be a great one for like summertime, in my opinion. So I'm going to try to get you guys a better angle here, so better lighting. There we go. So there's what the colors look like. I have used this, but what the heck? There's two different pieces in here. That was weird. So I have used this, but I don't use this anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this from my collection. The next one is this Lorac. This is the metal palette. This is the rose gold one. I purchased this and I remember getting it and being so excited to finally have it because everybody kept talking about how good it was. And then I never use it. So I need to get this out and play with it or declutter it. Actually, I think I'm just going to declutter it, to be honest with you, because I don't feel like I'm going to play with it. It's just sitting there and it's not getting used. It's just being like abused, honestly, since it's not being used. So that's decluttered. The next one is the Lorac Unzipped Desert Sunset Palette. So this is the one that folds back a little bit odd. I really do like this palette. I think the colors are beautiful. I have not played with it, but that doesn't mean I will not play with it. This is one that I definitely want to keep so I can try to play with it. Then we have all the Lorac Pros. So we have 1, 2, 3. Actually, where's the others? I'm missing some. Uh-oh. So this is a Lorac Pro 3. This is 2. And this is 1. Okay, so I have them all. So these are the ones out of all the Lorac shadows I feel like are the best because these are so good. They're so pigmented. They're super soft. They blend effortlessly on the eyes. I have never had any problems with any of these. This is probably I think this is my first palette actually I ever purchased that was high end as well. So, and it's kind of been used and abused actually. So that's a good kind of abused for me for makeup when it's used and abused. When it's abused and it's just sitting there and not being used, that's sad. So now we're moving on to Lorac Pro 2. This one's more of a cooler tone palette. I really do like these colors as well. I love this green right here, the jade shade. That is beautiful, so I'm going to hold on to this one. Then we have the Lorac Pro 3. This one's more of like the golder, like, I don't know, like the more purpley type tones. This is beautiful as well. It reminds me kind of like the Anastasia Modern Renaissance, but not really. I think that their quality, this and the Anastasia are both really good, but I'm going to hang on to this one as well. And then we have this one right here. This is the Lorac. This is the Los Angeles. This is called the, what in the world was this called? I have no idea what this one's even called. I don't know, but here's what it looks like. I think this was like the California Dreamin' or something like that, maybe. I have no idea, to be honest with you. Either way, the colors in here are gorgeous. I love Seaside. I love Cable Knit. This is a perfect winter palette, in my opinion. I love this palette. It's definitely staying in my collection. Then we have the Lorac Unzipped. This is the Unzipped Gold, I think. I don't even play with this, honestly. It's not one of my favorite palettes that I have, so I think I'm just going to declutter it and let somebody else use it. It's never been used, honestly. Look at it. It's brand new. So I'm going to declutter. Then we have the Lorac Unzipped Gold. Now this one here has been a little bit used, but not really. So this is another one that I feel like I just don't play with. It's because I have so many shadows that are so similar to this that I don't feel like I need to keep it. So I'm going to declutter this one as well. Then we have the Mega Pros. I love the Mega Pros. These will not be going anywhere. So this is the Mega Pro 1. This is the one that everybody loved initially and nobody could get it. Like you could only get it like for a short time and then all of a sudden they decided to bring them back out. And I was so excited to finally get my hands on this. So I'm going to keep this one. Then we have the Lorac Pro. Let me find 2. So 2 is the blue one. So here is Lorac Pro 2. Here's what the colors look like in here. Look how beautiful these colors are. Oh my gosh, I love these Mega Pros. If you're going to get any of the Lorac shadows, I'd say definitely get the Mega Pros or get the Lorac Pros because they're all so, so good. Then here's the Mega Pro 3. Nobody really liked the packaging to this because it's white and it shows all kinds of dirt and it just looks really dirty and beat up. But it's a beautiful palette. I mean, all the colors in here are absolutely gorgeous. This is one that you can find an endless amount of combinations to work with. I know they all kind of look similar, but really you can create a ton of different looks, I promise you. It's beautiful, so I'm going to keep this one as well. Then we have the Mega Pro 4. So this one is the one that I don't think I even used this one yet. I got it and then I really didn't play with it, but I'm not getting rid of it because I still love Lorac Shadow, so I'm going to hold on to this one as well. I just love the Mega Pros, honestly. I feel like they're really, really good. Whoops, I just dug my little paper right down into that white shadow. Good job, Tiff. See what I did there? I threw it all over the JCat palette. Nice. Okay, the next one for Lorac is the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean palette. So here's what the Pirates of the Caribbean one looks like. This one is a really nice one as well. I am not getting rid of this one. This one is almost like a collector's. So I still have it in the packaging. Look how beautiful the palette is though. This is so gorgeous. And then it does have all these colors on the inside. The colors are absolutely amazing. I love all the colors. And you're able to purchase the little palette, the blush palette that goes along with it. So if you open the side here, you can slide this out and there is your blush palette or your face palette to go along with it. So there's your face palette along with it. So it's all like all in one. So this is a really great one to travel with. If you wanted to travel with it, you'd have everything you need all in one little compact place. I love this palette, so it's not going anywhere. The next one we're going to work on is this one right here. This is the Kevyn Aucoin. I purchased this and honestly it's really nice, but it's not anything that I need to hold on to. It's a very expensive palette. When I purchased this, I kind of kicked myself in the booty for spending that much money. I feel like if you're going to spend that much money on a expensive eyeshadow palette, get like the Pat McGrath or get the Natasha Denona. Those are way better in my opinion. This is good, but it's not worth the amount of money that I spent on it, so I'm going to declutter that. The next one is this JCat Beauty. This is the Sunset Blvd palette. Ugh. Here's what it looks like. This palette is actually really pretty, and the colors in here work really, really well. It's a great palette to travel with, or if you are someone who likes to do makeup art on other people, this is a really good one because you've got a lot of warm tones in here. It is a really good palette, but I'm actually going to declutter it. It's not anything that I find myself using, so going to declutter. The next one is the It Cosmetics. It's the It Girl palette. This is the one that came out last year. I think it was last year. It's got all these little encrusted little, I don't know what these things are, diamonds or something in it. It's actually really beautiful though. So here's what it looks like on the inside. I love this palette. It's got one of the It Girl blushes in here and it's got some eyeshadows. This is an excellent palette, so I'm going to hold on to this one. Then we have the It Cosmetics. This was the original palette that I purchased from It Cosmetics. It was like their face palette. It's got a little bit of everything in here. You've got eyeshadows, you've got highlights. You slide this open, you've got cream products, you've got blush, you've got bronzers, you've got highlights on there, like I said. And then if you pull the bottom open, you've got lip products and you've also got blushes. So I love this palette. It is perfect to travel with because everything just folds up nice and neatly and is ready to go. The next one is the It Cosmetics. This is the Naturally Pretty palette. This is the one that I longed for so long, and after I finally got it, I'm like, I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I love it anymore, so it's kind of boring, honestly. So for me, I'm going to pass this along. And the next one is the It Cosmetics Naturally Pretty Romantics. I don't even think I ever even used this. I purchased it, and then I was like, yeah, I really want that. And then after I got it home, I'm like, the shadows in here are beautiful, yes, but they're all kind of boring. They're not super exciting. I think if you're going to get these, I don't know. I'm not super excited by it. Do you guys see what I mean? It's not super exciting. So I don't know. I think I'm going to actually pass this one along as well. It's brand new, still in the package, so it's not like there's anything wrong with it. So that one is going to go as well. The next one is the Lancome Starlight Sparkle Eyeshadow Palette. I love this palette. I purchased it this past year for Christmas. And this is one that I think is a very, very good one. If you see this, they sell it at Ulta. It works really, really well. I was very impressed by these Lancome shadows. Sometimes Lancome shadows I think are hit and misses, but this is definitely a hit in my opinion. The next thing is this IBY. This is the Desert Vibes palette. I think this came in like one of our boxes, like a BoxyCharm or something like that. So here's what it looks like. These colors are actually really, really pretty. I love this blue right here. This is gorgeous. I really do think this is a nice palette. I'm going to hold on to this one. The next one is the Laura Mercier. This is the Editorial. I think it's called the Editorial. Yep, the Editorial Eye Palette. So here's what it looks like. These all can be used as like liners if you want to, or you can use them as shadows. I don't love this palette. I'm actually going to declutter it out of my collection. I am not going to sell it though, because I did get this from like Influencer. So I'm going to pass this on to like my mom and see if she enjoys it more than I do, because I just don't like it. The next one is the Laura Lee. This is the Party Animal palette. These colors are so bright and vivid. Honestly, I just don't love them. They are going to be decluttered from my collection. That is not anything that I'm going to use. If I'm going to use anything bright and colorful like that, I want it to be at least a little bit cohesive. This is just, I don't know. They just kind of threw some colors in here. I don't know. I don't like this. The next thing is the Jeffree Star. This is the Beauty Killer palette. I love this palette. I know not everybody is a Jeffree Star lover, but honestly, I think this is an excellent palette. His shadows are really, really good, so I'm going to hold on to this one. Then we have the Krisanna and Cosmetics. This is the Olympus palette. These shadows are actually decent, but I don't find myself ever reaching for this palette because I feel like it's just not anything that's super fancy or anything. I have never even played with this. So I have other shadows from her that are really, really good. And they were like singles and they're really nice. But this whole palette right here, I just don't find myself reaching for. So I'm going to actually declutter. Then we have the Lime Crime. This is the Venus palette. I love the Lime Crime palettes. I think they're very nice. I'm happy that I can actually purchase these now from Ulta instead of going onto their website, because I know they had some issues with purchasing things on their website before. So I really do like this. I'm going to hold on to this. Then we have the Jouer. This is the Skinny Dip palette. This is the Ultra Foil Shimmer Shadows. I don't know if I like this or not. Like, it's okay. It's beautiful on and everything. I just don't find myself ever reaching for it. Maybe it's because I had so many shadows. Maybe if I hold on to it now and actually maybe I'll use it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to stick this in the maybe pile. I don't know. Now we're over here to this Inglot palette. This is one that my sister-in-law purchased for me for my birthday. I love these shadows basically because they mean something to me, and also I think they're really pretty and colorful. You can create a couple different looks out of here. It's nothing dramatic or anything, but I just think it's really cute, so I'm going to hold on to that. Then we have our Juvia's Place palettes. Whoops, I almost dropped them all. So we have the Nubian 2 palette by Juvia's Place. So this one here, it looks like this. It is bright and colorful. So if you like those bright and colorful shades, then you would love this. I love how big the pans are in these. The Juvia's Place palettes are actually very, very nice. This is the Nubian palette. This is the first one I think of course they came out with. This is more of like the neutral shades. I love this as well, so I'm going to hold on to that one. This is the Masquerade. This one, look how big these shadows are. It is so big. Oh my goodness gracious. So again, I love their shadows. I'm going to hold on to all of these. Then we have a few more over here. I need to take them out of the boxes. So we have the Masquerade Mini. I don't think I need the mini as well as having the big one, so I'm going to actually get rid of this one because there's no point in having a big one and a small one. That just doesn't make any sense to me, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Then we have the Zulu by Juvias. This one actually is really cool too. I love all her palettes. Look how pretty this is. Look at those colors. Oh, so pretty. So I'm going to hold on to this one as well. I'm going to take them out of the boxes because I don't think I need to keep the boxes for these anymore. I don't know why I was keeping all the boxes. It just takes up a lot of room. This is the Magic Mini. And the Magic Mini looks like this right here. Here's the Magic Mini. And it looks like this on the inside. Look how pretty those colors are. Oh, I'm thinking if I take them out of the boxes too, maybe I'll actually use them more. This is the Festival. Here's what the Festival looks like. The Festival is a nice bright orange palette. And then here's what the colors look like in here. I haven't even played with this one at all yet, so I need to play with this. This looks so pretty. Maybe we'll do a Juvia's month or something because I think it definitely deserves it. And this is the Saharan by Juvias. This one is very pretty as well. All their palettes are gorgeous and their shadows are amazing. So again, I'm just going to take them out of the boxes and throw those boxes away. And I'll keep the palettes like that. I used to want to keep all the boxes, but I know I'm never going to get rid of these. The only reason I'm getting rid of the Masquerade Mini is because I have the Giant Masquerade. Maybe I should get rid of the Giant Masquerade. Maybe that would make more sense. I don't know. Let me see. Have I ever even used this one? I don't know. I'm going to debate on whether I'm going to get rid of the giant one or the big or the little one. I probably should get rid of the giant one so that way they're all nice and small and easy to store. So That's probably what I should do. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to set them to the side. Alright, so that's going to sit over there, and now we're moving on to a few drugstore palettes. Right here we have the Jessie's Girl. This is the Backstage collection. This is the Natural Nudes collection. These are actually really, really nice, but they're so bland and boring. Honestly, I just don't find myself ever using these, so I'm going to get rid of those. Then we have the we have the L'Oreal Palette Nude 1 and 2. These are actually really nice, but to me, they're very comparable to the Urban Decay shadows, and I have all of the Urban Decay palettes, and I have no plans on getting rid of any of the Urban Decay palettes, so I'm actually going to declutter both of these as well. Now we're moving on to Huda Beauty. So we have a few Huda Beauty palettes here. I'm not planning on getting rid of any of these. I will tell you that up front. We have the Huda Beauty Sapphire Obsessions. So the Sapphire Obsessions looks like this. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. So there's what the Sapphire Obsessions looks like. It's nice and beautiful. Look at those colors. Oof. Then we have the Topaz Obsessions. Here's the Topaz Obsessions. Gorgeous. Then we have the Amethyst Obsessions. I love the Amethyst. Oh, so pretty. Then we have the Smoky Obsessions. Oh, maybe. Here we go. There's what the Smoky Obsessions look like. And then we have the Emerald Obsessions. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's going to be perfect for St. Patty's Day. Yeah. Then we have the Coral Obsessions. Look how pretty. Then we have the Gemstone Obsessions. Then we have the Electric Obsessions. I think I have all of the Obsession palettes, honestly. Then we have the Ruby Obsessions. And then we have the Warm Brown Obsessions. And then we have the Mauve Obsessions. And then, of course, we have the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Oh, let me get it out of the package here. So here's what it looks like. It is a gorgeous palette. Look at her eye look. Oh, she is so beautiful. So here's what the palette itself looks like. I do love this palette very much so. So this one is actually going to stay in my collection as well. Not going anywhere. Then we have a few palettes here from Kat Von D. Kat Von D is not very popular right now anywhere because of her decisions she's making in life, but that's not up to me to decide whether or not other people should like her or not. I like her. I like her makeup, should I say. So here we go. We have the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye. So I have all of these right here. I have Sage, Rust, I have Plum, and Smoke. I have all four of these, and to be honest with you, I have never even used any of these. I'm going to actually go ahead and declutter all of these. Let me show you guys what they look like very quickly. So these actually kind of look like little coffins. Here's what they look like. Here is the Sage. There's what it looks like. It's beautiful, but I just don't find myself ever reaching for them because they're small, and they're just, honestly, if I'm going to pull a palette out, I want a palette, not just a little bitty thing. Has 4 shades in here, so... Then we have Rust. Let me show you Rust. So I think I'm just going to get rid of all of these right here because I just don't find myself ever reaching for these. Here's Rust. It's pretty, but again, I just don't find myself reaching for it. Then we have Plum. I should have gotten all these out of boxes first. That would have probably been helpful for you guys. So here's Plum. Again, very pretty, but again, I'm just not finding myself ever reaching for it. And Smoke. So I'll have to put all these back in the boxes. I've got a giant mess now piled up over here. And there's Smoke. So again, you can tell I've never even touched any of these. So I'm going to just go ahead and declutter them while they're still in good condition and while somebody else can get some use out of them, because if they sat in my collection that long and never been touched, they're probably not going to be touched. Then we have the Kat Von D Metal Matte Palette. I don't know why I kept the box to this because this is one that probably will never, ever, ever leave my collection. I love this palette. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Here's where it says matte, and then if you flip it, it says metal, so it has like a combination of words. So there's what it looks like, all the colors. Aren't they gorgeous? I love this palette. This is one of my favorite ones from Kat Von D. Then we have the Kat Von D Innerstellar Palette. Here's what it looks like. It's never been touched, and I feel like if it hasn't been touched in this long of a time, it needs to go. Then we have the Kat Von D. This is the Monarch Palette. I think that's what it's called. Eyeshadow palette. I think it's the Monarch. I'm pretty sure it's a Monarch. Here's what it looks like. It's a very beautiful palette, but again, has never been touched, so it needs to go as well. Then we have the Kat Von D. This is the Chrysalis. So this one is Monarch and one is Chrysalis. I don't know which is which. This one has not been touched either. There's one shadow in here. It looks like it's been touched, but I think maybe that just got swiped somehow, but it's not been played with. So this one's going to go as well. Then this one is one of my favorite ones. This is the Kat Von D. This is called the Poetica palette. I love this palette. It's like a lot of purples in here. Look at all those purples. I love purple, so I'm going to hold on to that one. Then we have the Kat Von D Pastel Goth. I wanted this so bad because I was like, yeah, pastels and everything. And then I got it and I never use it. So I'm going to pass that one along. Then we have the Kat Von D. This is the I Divine palette. I don't really like this palette. I think the colors in here after I got it, I'm like, those colors just don't work well for me. I don't know why. I just don't think this is a pretty combination. So I'm going to get rid of that one as well. Then we have the Kat Von D Serpintina palette. I really do like this palette though, guys. This one's gorgeous. So here's what this one looks like. It's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. I love all the colors in here. I love this little pot of, like, it's called Prophet. I love that as well. So I'm going to keep that one in my collection. Then we have the Kat Von D Shade and Light. This is basically the very, very neutral palette. I'm going to actually declutter this one as well because I don't find myself ever using it. Then we have the Kat Von D Fetish Palette. This one I love. I really love this one. Everything down to the packaging and everything on this is gorgeous. Here's what it looks like on the inside. This is an amazing palette. I am going to be keeping that one. Then we have the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner. So this one is the one that kind of looks like the church door or whatever. So here's what it looks like on the inside. I know a lot of people did not like the layout to this, but honestly, I don't mind that. It kind of makes you try to work outside the box and be a little bit creative. So I'm going to hold on to this one as well. So that is all of my palettes out of this drawer that I'm going to be decluttering. I'm going to count them all up for you guys. So there's my giant pile of declutter. Here is my pile of keeps. So I'm going to count them all up for you guys and let you guys know which ones I've decided to keep or how many I'm keeping and how many I'm decluttering. Whoa, where are you at? You're not going anywhere. Why are you over there? Whew, they were trying to run away. Anyway, I will let you guys know what the number is here for us and I will get right back to you. Okay guys, I have tallied up my number here. So these are all the palettes that will be leaving my collection. I did decide to go ahead and get rid of the Juvia's Place Masquerade, the big one, into my declutter section because I'm going to keep the smaller one. So in the declutter section, we have 25 palettes. So there's 25 palettes leaving my collection, which makes me very happy. Then over here we have all the ones I'm keeping, which is still a lot. It's a crazy amount. So we're keeping a 42. So I'm keeping 42 out of my, what is that letter again? J through L drawer. So my J through L drawer had a total of 67. We're keeping 42. We're decluttering at 25. So that's not too shabby, I don't think. So if you're interested in any of these, like I said, they will be up on my Poshmark, so I will have that link below for you guys. So if you want to go in there and purchase any of these, and of course I do not like charge crazy prices or anything. So if you're wanting to go in there and check them out, believe me, my prices are not going to be. I'm not marking things up higher than I paid for them, is what I'm trying to say. So if you're interested in any of these, check them out there. And again, this is everything I'm keeping, so be on the lookout for the next declutter for my palettes because I'm trying to get all of my drawers cleaned out so that I can start out the year fresh. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.